Hi, everybody. It's meteorologist Erica Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. Give me one moment to try and set everything up, if possible. There it is. Alrighty, looks like I have everything set up. Hi, guys. I hope you're all having a wonderful Sunday. So here is the deal. We're going to go over a lot of weather right now. I'm going to try and keep these in like 10-minute increments because it's important for so many of you to download these, right? And they can get really expensive, especially when you get beyond an hour and a half. But of course, we're going to keep you very updated. We're going to definitely talk about the NLCS Game 1 forecast, the ALCS Game 1 forecast. Let me just cut to the chase. NLCS game first pitch, it's going to be somewhere in the low to mid 70s, so probably like 73 degrees, 72 degrees. Air quality is going to be poor, as I've been talking about for the past couple of days. Please just keep that in mind if you're coughing, anything like that. Not feeling well, just very well could be the air quality. Apart from that, southwesterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Pretty nice for game one. Mets at Dodgers. I'm really excited about the game. Special shout out to Dave Velez, who is a big Amazins fan. All right, so just shout out to you, and of course to everybody here in LA and their Dodgers. Again, I have no horse in the race. I am a Red Sox fan. Okay, so now let's put that aside. I do want you guys to take a quick look. Now, if you are not on our Weather Co-op pages, you will not be seeing this. So I see some of you are joining me here on our live right on my actual IG page, and I'm really grateful for that. But I need you guys to go to @Weather Co-op. That's where you're going to see all of the actual graphics, and they're really important tonight because we have cold air filtering in. So we actually have some concerns for like bursting pipes, freezing pipes, things of that nature. All right, so just keep a lookout quickly. Apart from that, guys, happy Sunday, fun day. I'm meteorologist Erica Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. So let's take a quick look at our overall weather pattern across the nation. Okay, so some of you might be like, Erica, why are you touching me here? It's because it's growing. It's growing, and it's like just all over the place. It's growing. All right. So you will see that there is something that looks like a kind of a U shape as far as the wind profile goes. That is lots of cold air filtering in due to an area of high pressure that we've been talking about for the past couple of days, hanging over the Canadian plains. Now, we now see here that air is filtering in, that area of high pressure is locking in. So what does that mean? That means cold air is coming in. So people who are in Minnesota, oh my gosh, the Dakotas, you guys are going to be freezing. Nebraska, we have some major concerns for you as far as the potential for any freeze warnings go. So I just really want to make sure that you all understand here that we have cold air filtering in. All right, I want you to be advised. Iowa, Minnesota, Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, lots of cold air, but you guys are not the only ones. That cold air is going to come in and impact the UP portions of the of actually all of the Northeast. Really going to start to see some colder air filtering in. And then when we start to look ahead about 7 to 8 days out, that's when we really start to see that cold air settling into place. So can we see wintry type precip? Absolutely. And I will tell you who in just one moment. So freeze warning in effect for Iowa from 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's Central Daylight Time. All right. We move on over to North Dakota. We've got some really interesting conditions here. Also seeing freeze warning in effect from 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. CDT. Frost and freeze conditions could kill crops and other sensitive vegetation. I also say keep in mind that pipes could burst. You could very well get really just conditions that could be obtrusive to your good pipes working there. Let me take off that sweeping radar. Some of you might see that in the south. Did you see that right there? Okay, I'm going to take that off, right? That's just noise right now. Freeze warning also in effect for South Dakota from 1 a.m. until 9 a.m. And this is all in CDT right now, or Central Daylight Time. Frost and freeze conditions could kill crops, sensitive vegetation, and damage plumbing. It says outdoor plumbing. I think everybody should just keep in mind plumbing in general. Some people might not have their heater on, or some people just might not be aware. Just if you know of anybody in this part of the nation, just let them know. And then, of course, let's head on over to Nebraska. Now, Nebraska, you guys have had some interesting weather over the past couple of days. Friday, you had fire weather concerns. Now you have a freeze warning, so sub-freezing temperatures in the mid to upper 20s expected. Portions of the Panhandle, west central, north central Nebraska, 1 a.m. CDT to 9 a.m. CDT. And it's just something that you want to be cautious about. So sensitive vegetation, protected plumbing, take steps to protect tender plants from the cold. We have air quality issues, as we've been seeing for parts of Oregon. There you go. And also parts of Idaho. And I thought Idaho and Oregon and Wyoming did a great job with their updates. And I really do appreciate that. Let's see, Wyoming, do you still have any? Yes, you do. Actually, you also have some concerns for colder conditions in the form of a frost advisory in effect from 2 a.m. until 8 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. All right, so that's Monday, tonight into early tomorrow morning. Frost could harm sensitive outdoor vegetation. Sensitive outdoor plants may be killed if left uncovered. Prepare and take steps to protect tender plants from the cold. Ooh, we never like that, right? We like to take care of our plants. I'm just starting to get into like my green thumb. This little thumb, it's a green one. Not really, it's green wash. Ha ha ha. It's becoming a green thumb. All right, so we also have, let's see who else we have frost advisories for. Let's see. Oh, this is not, what's going on here? Frost advisory, also in effect for Iowa. So guys, so again, this all has to do with the fact that we have that cold air moving on in. So we just have to make sure that we're very aware that conditions are getting a lot colder over the next couple of days, and I just want you to be well advised there, because that could cause a major problem. Do you see how this cold air is moving? In fact, let me just move over to our wind profile quickly so you guys can see here. Let's move this over. Des Moines, 21 mile per hour wind speed. That's sustained wind speed coming in from the north. Well, it's like really northwest. Minneapolis, 21 mile per hour wind speed for you. Chicago, 20. Green Bay, 10, with a kind of like a northeasterly push. Sioux Falls, 18. And let's see, calmer conditions for North Dakota, South Dakota. Let's go over quickly to see what's happening in Los Angeles. 14 mile per hour wind speed, so the winds are a little bit stronger right now, but they will start to subside a bit over the next, I'd say, hour or so. So just keep that in mind. You are seeing a push there from the southwest. So I wanted to show you this because I think it's really important to actually show you the wind speed, not so much wind direction. This, in fact, would be the wind direction here. As you can see here, follows that colder air. And in fact, if you look at that yellow/green for portions of the northern plains into the UP and into the northeast, you see how that's favoring like a green with those north, northwest, and northeast arrows? That's the area of interest as far as very cold conditions overnight into tomorrow, and certainly when it comes to any type of precip, because will that precip change over? That's important to know. Now, if you look at the upper, if I'm looking at this camera, upper left-hand corner, your upper right-hand corner, you will see the QR code to download the app. Be sure you download our Weather Co-op app. Now, farther south, you see the wind profile for Miami coming out of the northeast, and Jacksonville out of the north. That's going to be something we're going to want to look at as well, especially when we head back over to our radar. There is a little activity happening over Florida, southern Florida. Let's add our wind particles, and you can see here that we're just getting some light precip, but we do have some advisories that we want to pay attention to. We certainly want to take a look at that right now, and we're going to highlight these quickly for you. All right. So we have a rip current statement that's been issued. Dangerous rip currents and rough surf. High rip current risk remains in effect through late tonight. So this is going to be portions of Florida, right, on the eastern side of the peninsula. And this is just giving you an advice and some heads up here. Strongly discouraged for you to head on out there. Hey, my husband's calling. Maybe he'll join us on a live. Hi, hubby. Okay, back to my rip current statement. That's going to be in effect through later tonight. And then as we look on over to see what's happening here for right around Jacksonville, right? Coastal flood advisory in effect. Coastal Duval and coastal St. John counties, high rip current risk and some minor coastal flooding. I also wanted to point this one out here. coastal flood warning as well. This is for St. John's River Basin, okay? So significant coastal flooding until 8 a.m. EDT. All right, we have, let's see, we have an air quality issue statement issued here for parts of Louisiana. So parts of the Gulf states seeing some issues. And this is the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality is forecasting an ozone advisory day for East Baton Rouge, West Baton Rouge, Livingston, Ascension, Iberville, and Point Coupee parishes. Or I wonder if it's Point Coupee parishes. So if you guys know, keep me updated there. All right, portions of the Bahamas, Bermuda seeing some action as well. And once again, the portions of the Four Corners seeing some activity. This looks like orographics here. So anytime we're talking about mountains, higher terrain, this is what that looks like there. Just enough energy to pick up those air parcels and dip them on over to the other side of the mountain range. And that's just what happens. So not seeing anything apart from that. Let me see if there's anything that I want to keep you guys posted on. Any type of a change over. It looks like it's just a trough. That's all it is. That's all it is. Honestly, that's all it is right now. So we're just going to keep an eye out for that. Could we see an isolated thunderstorm? Absolutely. We will keep you posted. All right, now let's take a look at our current temperatures across the nation, okay? So we're seeing, actually, let's just start right there with Salt Lake City. 82 degrees for you. Denver, 66. Albuquerque, 83. St. George, 90. Las Vegas, 92 degrees. Los Angeles, in the upper 60s. San Diego is 72 degrees. Now, this is a different report. This is LAX, not DTLA. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. I'll go ahead and change that for you in just a bit. San Francisco, 72 degrees. Redding, 85. Portland, 74. Galise, was it in the 60s? 70s. 78 degrees. Whitebird, 78. Billings, 66. Bismarck, 54 rather. Rapid City. It'd be nice if it was 74 in Bismarck. Right now, not the case. 54 degrees. Minneapolis, 52. Green Bay, you got some rain and cooler conditions. So we'll have to keep an eye out there to see what type of precip we've got going on. Buffalo, likewise for you. Detroit, 52. Boston, 52. New Haven, 56. New York, 69, and Philadelphia, 78. Baltimore, 1 degree warmer. Pittsburgh, 3 degrees cooler. And Roanoke, 79. Charlotte, 77. Charleston, 74 degrees. Do we have comments here? I feel like we might have comments. Let's see here. All right, let's see. I might have to go back into post something for one of our channels. It looks like it's not streaming. Give me 1 second, guys. This is what happens on lives when you do not have your director. This is why everybody has to be grateful for their director. There we go. Save it. All right, let's see if this now allows me to go live. Okay. Well, it does not. So we're just going to have to figure this out. Oh, we might be able to go live here. Okay. Oh, things happen. All right, so we're going back to, was it Jacksonville, 82 degrees, Mobile, 81, Miami in the 80s, New Orleans in the 80s as well, along with Jackson, Little Rock in the 90s, Memphis, 85, Nashville, 1 degree cooler, Louisville, a pair of 7s, Oklahoma City, 84, Wichita, 73, Garden City, 71. There is a little bit of a concern there for some cold weather, for some frost. For parts of Kansas, Amarillo, 78, Stiles, 94, Houston, 94, Corpus Christi, 84 degrees. Let's go back to what I saw earlier. All right, let's remove a couple of items that I just don't want on here right now. We want our wind particles, and let's head back to Kansas. Let's see what's happening in Kansas. We love Kansas. Winfield, Kansas. We love them. They're so nice there. Okay. So it looks like they have a couple of things going on, especially with that cold air filtering in, frost advisory and freeze warning. So once again, just keep that in mind. Things like your sprinkler system, everybody, right? Outdoor, even uncovered plumbing of any sorts. Also, if you're like not putting the heat up right now and being aware of what's happening, something to think about. And don't worry, this will all be updated in the app on Weather Co-op. So excited about that. Oh, here we go. I think we're going live over here. All right, guys. it takes a village. There's a book, I think, right? Takes a village. Takes a village. All right. So, yes. So now we are absolutely live across all of our social platforms. And no worries, because once you get the app, it's all going to be in the app. That's the best part of it. So for lazy people like me, you're going to have to be like one-stop shop. Because anybody who knows me well that knows that I just like one-stop shop. But once again, we're back at our freeze warning for portions of Kansas. And we also have our frost advisory. But so many of you are being impacted by that colder air. Keep in mind that it is a combination of just a few things, right? All you needed was that cold air filtering in, area of high pressure that was just sitting right over Canada. Now what happens? We get influenced by that area of high pressure. Talk about influencer. That's your ultimate influencer right there, the OG weather. All right. Now let's see what else we have over here. We have our air quality issues. Again, remember, we might see 1 or 2 pop-up thunderstorms for portions of the Intermountain West, Four Corners, little orographics, a little activity. It's all you need there. There's a trough that's hanging by. Not a big thing at all. A big thing, though, would be this precip that's moving on down that's just impacting portions of the nation. So I talked about Wisconsin. I said how you guys had some things to look at there. Current precip, right? Not super impressive, right? 400ths of an inch per hour. Not anything major. But the concern I have is the wind profile, as I just showed you here. The wind speeds, what we saw was, let's see, Green Bay, wind direction. Let's see here. It's all working out for me quickly. No worries. So what's happening here is that the winds are coming out of the northwest as that cold air filters in, as that area of high pressure just influences much of the middle of the nation. We also do have some precip, so we have to just watch for the potential for any changeover, okay? That's pretty much the interesting part of this time of the year, because I often find that we will see things like, oh, a changeover in precip type. What do you know? All right, let's take a quick look at our future cast to see what we have going on here. And we're actually going to go ahead and toggle it over very slowly. So do you see here, we're moving this through 7, 8 p.m., 9 p.m., going back there. So we are on Central Time. See how we're starting to see a little bit of a changeover? A little bit, nothing major, but that's how it starts, right? And then it's ta-da, we're in winter season. Okay, so that's about it for now. I'm meteorologist Erica Martin with Weather Co-op, where weather meets community. We will be back in just a few minutes. Let's go ahead and get that uploaded, updated, and keep you guys in the loop. Now, we also have our ALCS weather updates, and thankfully they're going to be playing in the Bronx, not in Ohio, because if they had been scheduled to play in Ohio, they might have an issue, but not the case. They're going to be in the Bronx, so we'll keep